What's happening? It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live, sponsored by, I'm not your steppin'. I'm Drew Stone. Sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, and now Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards, and the Texas Silver Rush. What's happening, everyone? I hope you're well. Good to see you. I'm happy to see everybody. Really looking happy. It's fucking. Hey, Rick, how are you, bro? Hey, John, Alexander, Scott. Good evening, Robert. Good evening. How's things in Scotland? Yes, Thomas Starkey. We're all psyched to see some iconic hardcore photography. Absolutely. Hey, Gina, how you doing? I hope you're well. Lenny, I'm sorry Michelle has locked you in the bedroom. Sunday fun day. Absolutely. What's happening? Bananas. It's bananas. Hi, Caitlin. Hope you're well. Frederick Anderson from Sweden. My man. Is it snowing there yet? Tim from Wales. Hey, I want to dedicate today's show to the memories of Nick Riley, Patrick Doyle, Paul Gaudreau, Peter Green, John Saxon, Regis Philbin, and my dearly departed stepmother, who passed away 1 year ago today, Ellen Stone. This show is dedicated to them. Hi, Sarah from Stoke-on-Trent, UK. Fucking on Trent. Chris, boy, I hear it's freezing in Arizona right now. Jim in Pittsburgh. What's happening in Schittsburg? Do you know that Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania and Stuttgart, Germany are the same place? I found that out a while ago. So anyway, yeah, excited about today's show. I'm just really looking forward to interacting with everybody today, and I want to thank everybody for supporting the show. And it's like a great thing we have, and it's still marching on. So that's super cool. What else do I want to say? You know what? I want to announce a couple of shows. Let me get this out of the way. Coming up this Wednesday, killer show, New York with New York City Councilman Justin Brannan, who played in Indecision and in Most Precious Blood, and also Keith Powers, who is a Manhattan councilman, and our special guest is Jesse Mallon. And we are going to be talking about the future of live music in New York City. This is an important show, so please tune in. What the fuck are we going to do about live venues and music in New York City? We're in a situation, people. So tune in, and we'll see what these fucking politicians have up their sleeve. They formed the CBGB's coalition. Then a week from today, what's up? Hoya Rock in the house. We're doing Hoya from Madball, Hazen Street, and Demise. Hoya always has a lot to say. That show will be rich in New York hardcore history and folklore. Then, of course, we have Todd from H2O coming up on Wednesday, August 5th. That should be badass. And then we got No Redeeming Social Value. Get your shoes and socks on, kids. It's right around the corner. And then the big 50 of the show with Don Airey from Deep Purple, Rainbow, Black Sabbath, every fucking badass fucking Electric Light Orchestra, Gary Moore, Judas Priest, Wishbone Ass, and Whitesnake. So lots of great shows. So there you go. Cool shit right there. What's up, Steve? What's up, boss? Hey, Al. I hope things are good in Queens. Rick, I hope things are good upstate. I'm really happy to see everybody today. It's just one of those days. It's a tough day around here. It's tough. You've got some some heavy shit going on here in the Stone household today. So I'm really happy to see everybody and all my friends and our community. It means a lot to me. I think it means a lot to you too. Did he play an agnostic front? Are you talking about Don Airey? Yes, he did play an agnostic front. He was in Ozzy Osbourne, Rainbow, Judas Priest, and agnostic front. Yeah, man. Oh, for sure. Cozy Powell stories, all that stuff, bro. Fucking. Hey, Kevin, what's up? Hope you're well. Anyway, enough of dancing around here. We're gonna mix it up a little bit today. Let's bring on Sid the Kid and let's do record of the week. What's up, Sid?
What up, Drew? How's it going?
How are you?
Baking in the sun like most people here in New York, but hey, we're keeping on.
Well, I'm coming back to New York City tomorrow, bro.
Get that sunscreen ready, Drew, because you're gonna need it.
No, I don't, because I don't go out during the day and I avoid direct sunlight. Actually, you know what? I have a second camera hooked up. If you want to see the view, here's the view from out the window right next to me right now. Wait, hold on. Here's the view. How's that? How's that, kids? That's what I'm dealing with here. All right? Crazy, right? Yep. Believe me.
It's definitely a better paradise than over here.
Believe me when I tell you, I don't go out in broad daylight here. It is fucked up. Yep. Yeah, flat like Florida. It's fucking Florida. Nice little community. Yeah, my dad lives in an over 55 gated community. You know, what can I say? Florida. Yeah. What are you wearing there? If someone's asking about the shirt, what's up with your shirt? What is that?
Oh, Murphy's Law. Wait,
hold on. Don't get in front of you. Let's see. One. Oh, that.
This one. A little present from my gal in England. She sent me this. This is a quote unquote rare West Ham jersey that came out in the 90s. Frank Too Far rocks it, but now I have it too. So
listen, Carlo just said, Drew, you're gonna have to quarantine for 2 weeks coming back from Florida. I had to quarantine for 2 weeks when I just came to Florida. I had to for 2 weeks, and tomorrow is exactly 2 weeks I'm going back. So I just basically live in a perpetual quarantine. And I'm okay with it. You know why? I'll tell you something. Part of the reason, hey, Sasha. Whoa, what's up, Sasha? Hey, one of the reasons I'm okay with being in a perpetual quarantine is because I have you people. And I don't ever have to go outside in the real world again. As a matter of fact, I hope it never ends, and I hope I never go outside. I'll just order everything in, food, sex, everything. I'm going to order it in, you know? Yeah, I'm in Florida. Yes. And tomorrow I'm coming back to New York. Anyway, I'm sorry, Sid.
No worries, Drew.
All right, let's get down, you and me, bro. Let's talk about record of the week, okay?
Oh, yes.
Let me see what you sent me. Let me see what you sent me. Boom. Whoa. Well, all right, hold on. All right, well, what can you say about this, Sid the Kid?
One of the most iconic photos in punk rock history, basically. Roberta Bailey took this photo in late 75. This album, obviously, if you don't know, this is the first Ramones record. They actually took them a week to record this in, I believe, between January and February of 1976. Recorded this over at Plaza Sound and Radio City Music Hall, of all places. 29 minutes. Almost every song pretty much doesn't go more than 2.5 minutes. This is put out by Sire, obviously, at the time, a very big label. Only 2 singles came out for it that were getting pushed pretty much. But, even though the mainstream critics didn't really dig it, it took a while for everyone else to get warmed up to the record. And within not even a year, they were out touring like crazy. And because of Johnny, mainly, because even though, he started the band mainly, he was that driving force with the band. And I believe actually even Tommy, as much as Tommy did have a lot to do with this record, producing it, Craig Leon also was a co-producer of this record. Now, fun little fact about this, and a lot of people do not know this, those first 2 Ramones records, Johnny didn't record the guitar on that whatsoever.
What?
Joey's brother, Mickey Lee, actually did the guitar tracks for that.
On both of the first 2 Ramones records?
Yes, he did.
I don't know if I'm buying that, bro.
Well, when you're hanging around those guys enough, you hear things here and there. I'm just saying that, Drew.
Yeah, who'd you hear that from? Mickey? Yeah.
No, a certain couple other Ramones from back in the day. So I'm kind of taking that with possibly a grain of salt. But anyway.
Yeah, I don't personally buy that, especially if it came from Mickey, who claims, whatever. I like this. Michelle, who's coming on the show, Forest Hills, Queens, New York represent. Absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely.
And also, wait, somebody else. What was the other thing I saw that was interesting? Oh, is that true? Johnny Ramone giving the middle finger in that one? Yeah,
you would have to ask Roberta. I'm not sure about that one, but just simply like this photo itself, so many punk bands, hardcore bands have I can't say totally ripped off and copied it, but they totally imitated the photo as much as they could. And this band has been so influential on so many levels, not just punk rock and hardcore, but in other genres of music as well.
This is from Al. There's no way that's true. And Al really, 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 really knows his music history. But you know what? I about this record, I know this is an incredible record and this set it all off. But me personally, Rocket to Russia was the Ramones record that really pulled me in. I guess that was the third one, right? Rocket to Russia was the third.
Yes, it was. Leave Home was a follow-up.
Rocket to Russia is the album that really spoke to me personally. This record, I know this really was a game changer. Absolutely. I mean,
this record was a big game changer for me. Even funny enough, so many people learned how to play an instrument just from this record. Me personally, and my cousin would tell me, "Oh, you can hear bass on one side and guitar on the other." And I thought, because we didn't have headphones at the time, thought he was just talking smack. So finally, he, on his receiver, he did it. I was like, "Holy crap!" And I'm being 6, 7 years old at the time. I was like, "This is fucking amazing." So about 12, 13 years old, that's when I started to learn to play bass, and this is the record I would listen to.
Yeah, well, we could spend the whole show on this record. I mean, we could said. Lenny says he learned to play guitar from that record. I think a lot of people did. You hear about how it went across the pond and influenced people like Joe Strummer and everybody over there. But yeah, this is just an iconic. This is just beyond iconic. This record, and
within less than a year, basically it just spread so quick and it grabbed so many people. Hence, where even across London, it got so big, and over almost 45 years later, this thing is you can't stop this record. It's amazing.
All right, well done. You did your homework, and that showed, man. So thank you.
All right, well, hey guys, for recess after the show, if you're around, don't forget to go on to MixLR. I'm actually doing my show at I believe 5:00 or when the show's over today. So. MixLR.com/SDK sound system.
Okay, Sid. Thank you, bro.
All right. Take care, guys. Enjoy the show. Soon.
It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records. Just so you know, The Organic Grill is a vegan restaurant located in the East Village of New York at 123 First Avenue, featured in New York Magazine, New York Times, and Veg News. Their dishes have won numerous awards, including Best Veggie Burger. They make their own cheeses, sausages, and burger patties, and every dish on the menu can be made gluten-free. This year, they are celebrating their 20th anniversary, and they're all about having a great time while enjoying amazing, clean food. After 3 months of being closed, they're now open for deliveries. Get in touch with them and order some great fucking food at www.theorganicgrill.com. I'm coming back to New York tomorrow, Vlad, so I'm coming down to check you out. Also, while we're here, I want to shout out New York Hardcore Comics, one of our staunchest supporters, man, Lee and Debo. They opened back in 2013 when lifelong friends Debo the Pro and Lee Fairley combined their collections and obsessions for comic books, punk rock, toys, statues, magic, the gathering, and all things horror. The store is located at 117 Main Street in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York. If you want to support them during this pandemic, please contact them via email at NewYorkHardcoreComics@gmail.com or any social media channel for an exclusive store package. $20 gets you one of each. Exclusive shop t-shirt and sticker, Marvel Comics Venom #1 exclusive cover to New York Hardcore Comics. Yo, we're going to come up and check you guys out too. We're talking about doing a little road trip up there. So we're going to come up there and see you guys. In the meantime, hey, Ronnie Wheeler, A7 Soundman, what's happening, buddy? Hope things are well for you in Brooklyn. We miss you. We'll see you soon. Yeah, great fucking food. That's right. When you're fucking, you might want food. It's great fucking food. So there you go. Let's bring Rat Bones on, and let's get down with Collectible of the Day. Buddy, what's up?
What up? Fuck you from New York City. Yo, it's hot as a bitch out.
Oh, that was good.
So,
hey,
how's everybody doing out there, man? I don't got a lot of toys today, Drew. So most of them want to talk about myself, surprised. But I got a couple of these cool dunnies because I really love the dunnies. I'm into the vinyls lately. I've been buying a lot of these. We got these little dunnies. I'm going to run through them quick today. These are just cheap little vinyls. They're like $10 a pop. They got them at like Toy Tokyo, Love Saves the Day, sometimes comic book stores and shit like that. So we got those. And then I got this Kid Robot piece too. I think it's called Skull Base. And I love this little guy. And his like head comes off and there's like a little guy in there. But I love this. I love the vinyls. I've been getting into the vinyls. It's all about the plastic. So, and this is Kid Robot. You can get that too at Toy Tokyo.
Hey, what's with the shirt, man? Let's see that shirt.
Right, shirt.
Nice.
Yeah, man. That's a Tony T-shirt original.
Is it?
Yeah, that's official.
Really?
Yeah, I think I told this story already before.
When did you get that? From Tony? When did Tony make those?
About
10 years ago?
Oh, like 5. No, they're from the 90s, he told me. They were in a bucket. He put a post up and there was a bunch of T-shirts in a bin. I was like, oh, I'd love to get my hands on some of those. And he sent me like 15 T-shirts. Yeah.
Have you seen him lately?
I did see him for a couple of A7s.
I know.
But they were doing shows there, weird shows.
Yeah. By the way, we're talking about the guy who made Rat Bone's shirt is the infamous legendary Tony T-shirt, who in the 80s sang for Ultraviolence and who made the original A7 shirt and a lot of other shirts. Anyway, go on, Rat Bones.
I mean, he did that for a living. For a time in the 90s, he got me a job once, and I was like working at the screen shop, like cleaning out the screens at the end of the day and stuff, helping give me some money. It was cool. But yeah, I just want to let everybody know I'm doing this event in the park this week too. It's right here on 26th Street in the city, in between 8th and 9th Avenue on 26th Street. It's in the park. I'm setting up full merch. I have a DJ. Going to bring skateboards. It's going to be a fun day. I'm just going to be blasting music. Full merch fence. I'm doing T-shirts on like 100.
Hey, shut your kid up.
Huh?
Shut your kid up.
Hey, Luke. I'm on the show. Luke, I'm on the show. So Luke will be there too. All right.
Hey, we love Luke, bro.
He's got the headphones on. He can't hear me. He's talking to his friend, playing Fortnite.
All right.
But so I will have merch, exclusive merch at the show because instead of mailing it.
Hey, so this thing's going down August 1st, right?
August 1st is what I'm doing is. I want to give a shout out to Second Time Around in Bushwick. They're on Knickerbocker. I got to get the address this week and post it up on Facebook. But those guys are going to let me set up the whole shop, and I'm bringing vendors in. I'm going to start like doing events. The second week is going to be here. The first week is going to be here at my house. close to home. I'm gonna just have a nice party in my back. If you want to come, you can. All my
I'll be there. Listen, wherever it is, I'll be there, bro.
Yeah, it's gonna be a fun day. And then the last 3 in August will be the last 3 weekends of August. It'll be on Saturday. I think it's the 22nd, whatever. Some of those days, Saturdays. And then we're gonna bring it over to the shop in Bushwick and like really do it up big, where I'm gonna get other vendors in there too. So it's gonna be like an event that's gonna span 5 weekends. So if you want to come to the kickoff August 1st, you know, it's right here. We can get food, bring your own booze, whatever. I mean, it's in the park. We got to behave by the rules of the city. I'm going to have masks available, but you're a fool to miss it, bro. There's nothing else going on. I'm throwing a party, motherfucker.
We got it, motherfucker.
Go. So
all right.
A lot of people have been asking me about the shirts. I've been getting a lot of props from the show. I really appreciate it, Drew. Been getting a lot of, mail and people trying to get the shirts off me.
Good.
You got to come to me, man. So I'm going to have this shirt available, which I got just made for summer. Army green. I have a lot of these left. Then I just released this new shirt. This brand new. Do the Ramones.
I'm by the trip.
You want to march in the pit? You got to have the Do the Ramones shirt. And then my latest one is, of course, people are going crazy for this one, man. The Balcony Dive, the epic 1988 Buzzcocks Balcony Dive. That's me in the photo. So, a lot of people be bugging me for the shirts. I hope you guys can come on down. I'm so thankful for your support, especially in this crazy time. But, it's time to get back going. Let's get the party rolling. We'll miss
All right, buddy.
All right, guys. So, and bring me on later. Talk to the fellas.
Thank you, buddy.
Great.
And I'm going to see you in a couple of days, right? What is that? It's Saturday, right?
Saturday, yeah. This Saturday coming up.
All right, I'll see you in a bit.
1 to 6.
Got it.
1 to 6.
It's the Rat Bones and Sid the Kid show, brought to you by New York Hardcore. I hope everybody's having fun. We're gonna, it's Sunday. It's shout out day too. So if anybody needs to shout out anybody, let me see. I got a couple questions here. Listen, you're gonna bring if your kid's gonna be fucking yapping over my show, then that's what's. What did somebody just ask me? Dobbs Ferry. Dobbs Ferry is in my neck of the woods. If you need a ride, yeah, man, I can drive. I got a car. Wait, what did I just see? I'm sorry. When's the next? Somebody asked, when's the next Tompkins Square Park thing? I'm not sure. Not sure when we're going to do the Tompkins Square Park thing, but we got a couple other things that are cooking. They're cooking, good looking. So that said, oh, there you go. Thank you. It was Metal Gabe. When's the next A7 gathering? Nothing set. We already did 2. There's other things in the works. I think we'll do one maybe in August. We'll do one in August. So that's cool. What up, Ken? Hope you're well, buddy. Hi, Michael. Hope you're well, dude. Kids today. I know, right? Fuck, man. Anyway, let's get it on. Let's bring on our guests. This should be fun. So do I have everybody backstage? Is everybody ready to go? So anyway, today we're going to get into some photography from some of our I don't want to say top. That's not fair because there's a lot of great photographers out there, but these are our photographers that are really part of our A7 family, and we want to bring them on and just talk about how they got into photography, and we're going to look at a lot of photos. So let's bring on Mr. Tim Daly. Hey, Tim.
Hey, what's up? What's up?
How are you? Let's bring on Michelle Monona. How you doing?
Doing good. How about you guys?
Good. Let's bring on Rich now. Well, hold on. Let me bring on Steven, of course. Steven.
What's up?
And then I'm going to bring Rich on, but I know Rich has a history of technical issues. So if they continue, then Rich isn't going to make the cut, but we'll give it a shot. Hey, Rich.
Rich.
There he is.
What's up, dude? What's up? What's up?
Hey. Hey, it lives. It
All right.
lives.
Hopefully, no technical difficulties today, man.
Well, just you're good like that. Don't move too much, bro. You know. Hey, Michelle. May says hi over in England.
I love you, May.
Yep. Okay, so
That's my girl.
let's who has the worst internet? Rich Zoller or Craig Ahead?
I don't know. Rich is handy right now.
All right, hey, let's let me grab my notes here, and let me get my hat. You know, I had to change hats when the show started, because originally when I sat down, I had this on. I'm like, what am I, the fucking good humor man? Hey, what do you want, a toasted almond bar? You want a toasted almond bar? Or you want what can I do you for? You want a bomb pop, kid? You want a bomb pop? I'll get you a bomb pop. Get a toasted almond bar. So anyway, enough of all that silliness. Let's see. Let's start with you know what? Let's do this. Let's start with a photo, each one of you, and then we'll talk about how you got into photography. So Tim, let me start with you. Or actually, I don't know what I'm going to start with, because there's so many goddamn fucking photos here. Let me start with. Let me start with this.
Just shake it up.
I'm trying. Some of these are amazing. So, you know, I'm going to start with this. Michelle, this is one of yours, right?
Look at that.
Yeah, this is a comeback kid at Kingsland.
And how did you get into photography? Like what brought you to photography?
So in high school, they needed a bunch of photographers for the yearbook for sports, and I happened to have played soccer my whole life, so I figured, why not? I know the games, I know how sports are played, and I kind of just joined the yearbook committee and started taking photos.
Cool. Let me dig out another. Now, if I get a wrong photographer, because there's just so many of these friggin' things. This is one of yours, Michelle?
Yes, this is No Man. It's a DC hardcore band.
What's it called? No Name?
No Man.
I do not know this band. Tell me a little bit about this band.
So the actual first band was it's a conglomerate of a band called Majority Rule. So this is after Majority Rule had kind of called it quits. The original members are Kevin, Matt, and Pat in the back on drums. And then Matt's wife is the singer. Her name's Meha. They started out as a punk band, and then they went into the screamo kind of band, and now they have this, and it's one of my actual favorite bands at the moment.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with that band. Let me see. I think this here. I like this one, man. Well, you know what? It's a Sunday A7 matinee kind of show, right?
Yeah.
Another one of mine.
What's going on here?
Of course, you know, in our photo pit shelf that we all sit on in A7. So you got Crazy Eddie, and you guys just got the pit, man. You have to get the kids that come out and represent at every weekend and just throw it down. So that's, you know, Nick in the middle. I know him and his father for a long time from Rockaway Beach. And then you've got Caesar, of course, back there. So.
Yeah. Someone said, is that the Blue Demon? Is that the Blue? No, it's Chucky Brown, the singer for Crazy Eddie. I love these A7 pictures where like, it's just an incredible, chaotic, crazy moment frozen in time. And then you kind of break it down from there, you know?
What's that compactness of that space, because it's so small, and the energy that happens as soon as the guitar goes or the drums start going is absolutely bananas, and it just makes it worthwhile every Sunday we were having shows.
You know who I see back there in the doorway? My homegirl Kite O'Riordan from the Pogues, who played for a while in the Drew Stone Hit Squad.
Nice.
I see her standing back there with a big smile on her face. What year? Any of these A7 shots that you see are from last year, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Kevin Haggerty, yep. Hot, no air, fun. Well, we get him to turn the air on once in a while, right? Once in a while we. Tim,
Yep.
before let's switch it up a little bit the other way around. How did you get into photography?
I started in graphic design and then moved to photography, and I saw myself being a photographer much more than an art director, and it took off from there. It seemed like everything I liked about photography was there, from photojournalism to portraiture, and even to still life. So I've been doing photography since 95 full time. And yeah, I mean, being able to do some of these hardcore shows, I mean, this is some of my earliest shots. This is 1994 in Wetlands. And this is the early Madball with the original lineup of Will and Matt Henderson, Hoya, and Stigma. And yeah, these were the early film days of just having a couple rolls of film or a few frames in my camera and being like, all right, I'll bring and shoot what I could get at a show.
I love this shot, man. Like,
that's so good.
I love it. I love it. It so says Wetlands. You know what I mean?
That's Stork up there, you know.
Yeah.
But I mean, this is a classic time. I feel is a true vision of the '90s New York hardcore scene.
Yeah.
That was going on. A lot of hard hitters in the pit there. Hence why, like Wetlands, I usually stayed towards the back because I definitely got that wind knocked out of me lots of times shooting from flailing arms. But, you know, there are a couple of heavy hitters. But, yeah, I love this shot. This is definitely one of my top 5.
Yeah.
Got a lot of people in there.
Where do you see Ezak? Ezak at the bottom. Oh, there he is. Yeah.
He's just fucking up the whole front of the whole stage, basically.
Yeah, this and you know, I see Boston Mike all the way on the left. You see his face there.
Yeah, right with Dijon and Jimmy.
Oh yeah, right. Dijon. You see Boston Mike, Dijon, Jimmy, Ezak, Stigma with a mustache, Maddie.
The 90s Ash is living hard right there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, 1990s Wetland shows. Yeah, there was a lot of them.
And let's just say that's the hottest.
Oh yeah,
yeah, Sick of It Al's in there.
Frankie Too Far, yeah. Sick of It Al, yeah.
Yeah, Sunset Lou was one of the heavy hitters down on the bottom right with the Puerto Rico.
Yeah, Sunset Lou, right.
Yeah, he crushed me a few times. CB's, I remember I was like down on the floor. I was like, man, why am I trying to photograph these shows? Keep getting into the midsection.
Was that the Madball VOD show in 97, or we said it was 96?
This is 94.
94.
Madball was 97. I shot. That was a great show too.
You know when this is? This is taken. I remember this show. This show was taken pretty much right after I did the first Madball ever video. I did the video Down by Law, and like right around that time they had this show, and
this was Chronicles and 25 to Life.
Yeah.
So 25 to Life opened, then Madball, and then Chromags.
Yep.
It was a killer show.
Yeah. Let me see what else I got of your got a couple of things. All right, well, listen, you know.
Yeah, do the roulette, man. Just pick one.
Well, I do. I like, you know what? I'm going to throw this in a mix because this is a little old school here.
Yeah.
And this is really
That's
interesting
95.
here.
Yeah.
Tell us what this is.
So this is Cause for Alarm from 95. before. I think before they started doing stuff with Victory Records, or right before that summer. But summer Sunday matinee show at CBGB's, Rare Color. It's probably a free film that I got from FIT where I went to school. And like, you know, I was like, I have a couple frames. This was Cause for Alarm, Killing Time, and Maximum Penalty. Which it seemed for the summer, I photographed a lot of Maximum Penalty back in the day during the summer. But yeah, Keith always put on a great show, was all over the place. My introduction to hardcore photography with these guys, where I was like just blown away by like getting the crowd involved and everything.
Yeah, it's just it's a bit of a shame we can't get these guys to do anything, you know? It's like they don't, you know. Yeah, old guys wearing really bad jams. Well, they're not that old there, Lenny.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's 95, so it's probably only a few years old. But
yeah, they're not that old there in 95.
Yeah.
So yeah, Tony Scaglione is probably playing drums, right?
Probably, yeah.
Metal Gabe says, I thought that was John Joseph on vocals. Close, kind of
No
close.
tattoos.
Kind of close. There's a Krishna connection there, and you know, that's Keith Burkhart. So
yeah, I think Keith rode his bicycle right off of like right down the Bowery and like hopped off and came in, played the show and hopped back on his bicycle and took off.
Yeah,
pretty funny stuff back then.
You know, both of these guys are in my New York Hardcore Chronicles film, but and Alex actually played when Agnostic Front did that Cause for Alarm reunion at the Black and Blue Bowl a couple years ago. They did the whole Cause for Alarm album. Alex picked up the guitar for the first time in a long time and played those two shows, and it was pretty great. Who's this way? Paulie Pork Chops Vids. I think I see myself in that pic. Do you? Well, there's 1, 2. There's 1 3/4 of a face, 1 half face, another half face, and a couple quarter faces. So you know, you never know. You never know. That said, let's do one more while we're at it. You got a lot of great shit, and we'll. Oh, I like this one, man. This one's cool, huh? Is this? I hope this is one of yours. This?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I know what this is. Can I take a shot at it?
Take a guess.
I think this is in Tompkins Square Park when Big Bob Riley, when we were doing the Warzone Rabies tribute, and Big Bob Riley kind of fell or got pushed off the stage, and then he was in the crowd and he was mobbed.
Yeah.
And I think that's what this is, correct?
Yeah, you're totally correct.
Yeah.
That's this is the best about being in the front row when something like that happens, or at least up in the front. You know, it's worth taking the hits and, you know, getting crushed from time to time to get a shot like this. I mean, he's just everybody's gunning for him to get that mic. So, you know, you can't go wrong with a Warzone classic.
Yeah, that was an incredible day in the park, man.
Such a great show.
That was, you know, we have that date for the park for this summer, but who knows if anything's going to happen.
Yeah.
But we do have that date. I think it's end of September. We have that. Me and Cousin Joe have that date again. So cool. We'll see. Rich, how you doing?
What's going on?
There's a little bit of a lag there. Tell us how and why you got into photography.
Oh, come on, man.
How and why?
Well, I guess one day, well, it's going back to early 2000s, and wow, this is lagging, man. But early 2000s, I got into urban exploration, and I was going to a lot of abandoned places and stuff like that. And you know, I figured I would start documenting that. Prior to that, I've always been going to shows, but you know, I guess it was just a matter of time before, you know, I got into documenting everything, and I started going to shows again, and I figured, what the hell, let me start shooting the shows. And it's pretty much where I am with that. And besides that, I do a lot of other work too. So I'm constantly traveling doing landscape.
You do some really great work, Rich. I must say, there's some really great stuff. Tell us a little bit about this. Yes.
All right. Yeah. That was Stigma at the. Yeah. Oh man. But
right.
But yeah, that's Stigma. That was at the Thrasher event that they had last winter in Queens. That was a great show. I really enjoyed shooting that. The lighting was fantastic, as you could see. Yeah, that was a great show. They had a skate, whole skate event going on. They had the ramp set up. Yeah, it was an interesting setup. So, yeah, that's one from that night.
Cool. Hey, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna post up a couple of your photos in a row here, and do a little bit of a tour, and I'll walk the people through it a little bit. Okay. So here you go. These are Rich Zoller photographs. Yeah. Obviously, this looks great. This is Silver Tomb, which is a couple of the guys from Typo Negative and Joe James that was in Agnostic Front. That is a Rich Zoller photograph. Here's another one. This is where's the other one? This is great. This one's fucking great. Get a load of this. That's awesome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
That's awesome. Great shot. Obviously,
that was an instant classic, man. That's like one of those father son moments, man. As soon as I saw it coming, man, I had to document that moment. That's one of my favorites, man.
Yeah, that's a killer shot.
Yeah, that's really.
Oh yeah.
That's really great. And what's interesting about everybody, all you photographers, is that like each person has a little bit of a different style. Mm-hmm. I could see, everybody kind of has their own thing. What else? Let me see what else Rich has. Yeah, this is kind of Rich Zoller style right here.
Yeah, oh my God.
Yeah, that's Agnostic Front at the now closed Brooklyn Bazaar. Yes.
Yeah, that was Black and Blue Ball. That was Black and Blue 2018. That was a great one, man. That was energy filled. A lot of good energy going on that day.
Yeah, like Gina said, these are beautiful. I mean, Rich, you have a real. I don't even know how to explain it. Your style is just really. It's almost like do you do like the photographs almost look like they're like, how do you say that? Like they're silver printed. It's sort of like the
embossed.
Embossed, is that right? Yeah.
He definitely has a spot.
I try to do that black and white work. Yeah, I prefer my work to be black. I prefer my work to be black and white just because it brings more of that feel to it. I don't necessarily want to. Nice. I just try to keep it very subtle and kind of catch that moment. This is Doyle at Gramercy Theater. Back, I think that was last year also. And he's a very good subject to photograph.
Let's talk about that a second here. Tim, we'll start with you. Like, why black and white? And tell us, why do you choose black and white? And what is that? Why go there? Why, what does that represent for you?
I mean, for black and white is just classic music punk photography. that's how I always remember seeing Glennie Freeman stuff, a lot of his early stuff. And to me, you're focused on the scene at hand, whereas a lot of colors flying out from everywhere sometimes takes your eye in a different direction of the photograph. Whereas black and white, I feel you're looking at the whole entire picture equally. And for me, it works. A lot of time, the concert lighting, getting to concerts specifically, you know, they're heavy on the red or heavy on the blue filters, and that can make some people just look awful, you know. So it's easier just to black and white it, and you can mess with the levels from there and really, like, you know, make a picture pop, you know, from bad lighting, stage lighting, you know. But that's just, to me, I'm always drawing black and white, although you do have a couple color shots of mine that we're showing today, but they're very rare, that's for sure.
Yeah, it seems, I mean, you know, as a filmmaker, you know, you think of hardcore, especially the early hardcore stuff, like from the early 80s. Yeah. It's just like the memories I have are in black and white. You know what I mean? It's not like it's the summer of love, you know, it was like groovy, you know, it's like, it seems like early hardcore black and white is a big part of it. Steven, yes. Why black and white, brother?
You know, it's funny. I picture like he was just saying, there's that classic moment that you've seen so many great bands, and there's always that shot in your head where you have like a singer engaging with a crowd, and there's a lot of really great war faces going on where the guys are like, you know, and everybody's kind of in the moment, and there's that gritty black and white. Well, here we are in the metal world. Yeah, absolutely. That's Judas Priest right there. There's just something about it that it's very kind of visceral, you know, that I love that kind of almost like a combat photography feeling, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Like what is it? What is this Priest shot? Is this at the Coliseum? Where is this?
No, actually the funny thing is they did a few small club dates, and this was at the Paramount in Huntington, wow, which was awesome for me. It was like 10 minutes from my house. And this is a band I've been seeing and shooting since 1981, something like that. And just tremendous. And as a kid that was kind of born half metalhead, half hardcore kid, you know, the funny thing is the black and white, like metal, you could do more with color, I think, in the metal world than you can in the hardcore world. But there's nothing like good lighting. When you get it, problem is that a lot of hardcore shows, they don't usually have good lighting.
Yeah.
You know, and you're like, oh, there's a light. Today's going to be a good show. Ah, there we go.
What's this here?
That is Juliette Lewis. Juliette Lewis playing at the Brooklyn Bowl. She has actually a phenomenal band. She had a band called Juliette and the Licks with Todd Morse from H2O as her guitar player. And this shot, I took at the Brooklyn Bowl. And because of this shot, she saw this and found me and ended up using this as an album cover, as a single cover for a single called Any Way You Want. And since then, I've opened up some communication with her, and she made shirts out of this. And it was a really awesome, for me, it was a great moment because I'm a fan of hers and I love her band. And it was just a great show. She's an amazing, she's like a cross between Iggy Pop and Janis Joplin.
You know, I really love this photograph, and a couple things that I love here. I love her left hand gripping the wrist of one of her fans. I love that's in the foreground of the shot. How you see her like gripping, you know, this, you know, is that a guy's hand? No, it's hard to tell. Yeah, it could be, but she's gripping someone's wrist. I love that. And I love the girl under her elbow who's like this, like, oh my God. Like,
oh yeah.
I love the and I love the guy behind her who's sort of like looking up. There's a lot of great stuff going on in this photograph. I could see why she wanted to use this. I mean, this is like Robert Hogg says, quality pick. Is she in a punk band? Yeah, she has. Yo, check her out for sure. She's. Is that right? Is she into Scientology? Is that Scientology core?
Yes,
Really?
she is. She is. Yeah.
Yes, she was in
Wow.
Cape Fear,
Yeah.
and she was also in. She was in Cape Fear, and she was in Natural Born Killers, and a lot of other stuff, for sure. But yeah, that's a great shot. Hey, Michelle, let me ask you about Black and White. Like, what is Black and White a hardcore thing?
I mean, yes and no, because back in the late '90s, I mean, Danielle Dombrowski and all of her amazing photos were like all through Victory Records and Revelation Records, and every time you open it up, you were like these awesome color flares that she got. But for me, Black and White is like what Tim said, and Steve is just like you can paint the picture in your head with color. But I just felt like Black and White just tells more of a story and gives you more chance to visualize everything there and not take away from everything, because again, the lighting can really askew a photo pretty quickly.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Let me dig out another one of Steven's pictures, even though we certainly see a lot of Steven's pictures. You know what? This is not a black and white photo. This is one of Steven's photos. It's kind of interesting. Tell us about this.
This is my absolute favorite show I've ever seen at the Limelight. And this is Pearl Jam right off the bat. First album, just starting to take over the world. And this was Pearl Jam at 11 at the Limelight. And one of the most crowded shows I've ever been to ever. And just absolutely one of my greatest memories of a concert. In fact, if you remember the balcony of the Limelight, well, I was right on the top corner, like right on the corner of the balcony. I had a perfect spot. And at one point, Eddie went into the crowd.
Wait, let me finish. Hold on. Can I finish the story?
Go.
Let me finish the story because I was on that same balcony. We didn't know each other, of course, but I was on that same balcony and I was farther. You were at the corner. I was farther back because Antidote used to play the Limelight a lot back then. And, I could just walk into the place anytime I wanted. And so Pearl Jam is playing. Now I'm hearing like this band Pearl Jam. Let me go check them out, right? This is right, like you said, right when they were taking off. Yep. So I go to the Limelight and the fucking place is packed. I mean, I've never exactly, when I had a big mop of hair. Exactly. when I've never seen the Limelight so packed in my life, even when like Eddie Van Halen played there or whatever. And I'm on the balcony behind you, obviously. It was so crowded that I climbed up into the rafters in the ceiling of the Limelight, climbed up to get away from the crowd. And I'm like balanced on like a beam, an old church beam, because the Limelight was an old church, right?
Oh yeah.
So I'm balanced on a church beam, both, with my back, and I'm looking down, watching Pearl Jam play. And I believe that the story you were going to tell about this show is Eddie Vedder climbed up and made his way all the way around the outside of the balcony, right?
Yep.
And then he like let go and fell backwards all the way, right?
He let go. The sad part is he got to right on the corner where I was. So I have the camera in my hand and he's right in front of me and let go. And I couldn't get him in midair, but I got him landing on the crowd. And the really cool thing is the shot that I got, which for some reason I didn't send you, ended up being used in there's a Pearl Jam exhibition went from all around the world. And that was one of the shots they used actually. And was him landing on the crowd. And over the course of 20, almost 30 years now, I've had people reach out to me that have found themselves in that shot, that have been like, oh, how can I get this shot? And this is This was just a great moment for me. It was like when you're really into a band, they're just exploding. And as a photographer, you're like, I can't wait. Pre-digital, I said, I'm only bringing 5 rolls of film with me. I'm bringing 5 rolls of 36, and whatever I get. And thank God I paced myself. And I think as a photographer, especially now in the digital world where you could take 5,000 pictures in a day and then go home and realize you have to edit 5,000 pictures, is you go, you know what? I'm going to take 200 pictures tonight, and that's that. And I think if you started shooting pre-digital, you get a little bit of a discipline, and that kind of keeps you from going over the top.
Nowadays, you could just go click, 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 click. And like I see people do that with their camera, like go click, 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 click.
Rapid fire.
It's almost it's
yeah.
And like just to clarify the Pearl Jam thing, I was never a big Pearl Jam fan. I went that night to check them out, but man, when that record came out, I fucking hated that band. But man, I couldn't take it anymore. But you know, they're all right. I mean, listen, they turned out they're okay. I mean, there's a lot worse out there. Yeah, I remember Fear played the limelight. Sure, there was a lot. Yeah, Spray and Pray. Frankie Too Far. Spray and Pray. Click, 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 click.
Another great photographer, by the way. Got to give Frank Too Far some props right there.
Yep, absolutely. Yeah. Frankie Too Far, absolutely. Incredible photographer and a great DJ. I love Frankie's DJing. So let me here you go. Click, 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 click. There you go. Here we go. Everyone's I hated Pearl Jam. You should change the name of the show to I was never into Pearl Jam Chronicles. Eddie used to do that all the time, jump off balconies. Yep, that's true. Pearl Jam and Nirvana are real. Okay.
That's it.
I hate them from day one. Dad rock.
Wow.
The first album is rad. Wow, they fell off after that.
Where's Mike Flaherty from Car Bomb Parade when I need him to back me up here?
Oh, man. That is funny, man. Yeah, Ken Salerno. Wait, somebody said yes. Ken Salerno. Of course.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, Ken's the best, man.
Yeah, Ken. Well, Ken shot all those great photos at City Gardens. Let me see.
City Gardens. Yep.
Yeah, I got a couple of those in the archive. Let me see. Let me see what I have.
Yeah, there's some tremendous photographers out there.
Yeah, here's a great Ken Salerno shot. You know, he did all this kind of stuff. You know.
Yeah.
All that great all the City Garden stuff. Tons of stuff. You know, that's the great Ken.
Yeah, he killed that place.
Yeah, I never made it to City Gardens. So, BJ Pappas, of course.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely.
BJ Pappas,
of course, absolutely.
Yep. And so, Danielle, like Michelle was saying, Danielle Dombrowski is another one.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Carl Gunhouse, another one.
Yeah, Danielle, great photographer.
Yeah. I don't know him. Carl Gunhouse?
Yep.
Oh, yeah. He's got a huge archive.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been around for a long time.
Yeah, he's been around. Yep.
Cool. Hey, you guys stick with me a second. Let me shout out the sponsors, and we'll be right back with you guys, okay?
All right.
Okay.
It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, and Chain Reaction Records. Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards are located in Lakewood, Colorado, is the Rocky Mountain headquarters for all things punk, hardcore, and metal. Established in 2014, they have the largest selection of records, CDs, T-shirts, stickers, patches, and accessories between Chicago and Los Angeles. Largest selection between Chicago and Los Angeles. From the pit to the ditch, they've got your back. Get in touch with them at www.chainreactionrecords.com. Our new sponsor, Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. We're excited to have them. We're going to do some cool stuff with them live in the store. Also, want to shout out the Texas Silver Rush. The Texas Silver Rush is a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. They specialize in working with musicians in all music genres to create and design unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for the stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock and Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rolle, Ringo Starr, and of course, Agnostic Front. During the current pandemic, all information and online sales are being taken from their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course at www.texassilverrush.com. And you might be asking yourself, what is the New York hardcore connection between the Texas Silver Rush and New York hardcore? The proprietor of the Texas Silver Rush is in fact Vinny Stigma's cousin. So we're going to have Vinny on, and he's a great guy, and we're going to have him on, and we're going to meet him and talk about what's going on. So yeah, there you go. Also, I want to shout out all my patrons, my new patrons. And listen, it's you patrons on the Patreon page is what enables this show to happen. Want to fly the Patreon website. If you're not a patron on Patreon yet, please go check it out. It's your support is what makes this show happen. I want to shout a couple new patrons: Rob Browning, Mike Dox, Victor Moglensky, Derek Moomin, Mary Balch, Jamal Harrison, Carl Anselmo Jr., Slimy Slim, Mark Tolch up in Canada, Jerry Farley, Malte Mueller, Chucky Perez, Mucky Chris from Mucky Pup, Whitney Crawford, Jurassic Punk Al, Bananas Pandocalypse, Matt Binks, Johnny, Jonas Keating, and Jeff Schultz. Thank you for supporting the show. Everybody else, please go check it out. See what's going on. I'm releasing all kinds of never-before-seen footage and photos. I just released an excerpt from of Johnny Rotten from my Michael Lago film that's on Netflix now. I put a Warzone 1993, never-before-seen, up there, a Psychic Orgy set with members of Crumbsuckers and Cro-Mags and Carnivore from 1993. And I also just put up an excerpt from the Take Elitist video that I did. We're also putting up private shows. We just did one the other day. Lots of stuff on the Patreon page. Go check it out. That's where the shit's going down. I'm not putting my fucking shit up on the internet anymore so everybody can pass it around like a cheap Tijuana hooker. Changing it up a little bit. If you want to see my stuff, my never-before-seen stuff, and you want to support the show, please get on Patreon, and be a patron. So there you go. So worth it and easy as hell. Just do it. There you go. Thank you, bro. Thanks, Bananas. Be a Patreon, not a Hatreon. Good one. That's good. Hey, Drew, has anyone joined the $500 tier yet? Hey, the $500 tier, you can punch me in the face. I'll punch you in the face. Whatever you want. You want to come over and watch me have sex? I'll come over and watch you have sex. Like whatever you're into, man. I'm at your service for $500. Yeah, Patreon is totally worth it. Whatever you're into. People are into weird shit. Like, some people like to watch, some people, whatever. I'm cool. I can handle it. I'm a big boy. Also, for those that we talk about, the Patreon thing might be a bit much. There's a PayPal if you want to do a one-time thing. I got to get this. There's a way to donate on Patreon. I got to set that up, but we'll get that rolling. So anyway, that's Patreon. Go check it out. I'm releasing all kinds of stuff. Let me see. Kink inclusive, absolutely. Greetings from Poland. Man, we got a lot of people A lot of people from Poland watch the show, and that's awesome. That is really incredible. I happen to be from Polish descent, Polish-Russian descent, so go figure. $500 lap dance, you got it. Just fucking sign up. There you go. Tilt had cool shows. Where's that coming from? Tilt? Was that a club? Tilt? One of my favorite Limelight memories was 2 shows in one night on Halloween '92, MOD at the Limelight, and then Murphy's Law at the Lunachecks at Tilt Rocks. Okay, that's where the Tilt watches you. In Russia show watches you. All right, whatever that means. Okay, so anyway, you know what I want to do? Check this out. I want to announce a brand new show. Let me get these banners off. You know what? Go with the banners for a second. But here comes brand new show announcement. This is exciting. Here we go. We got Charlie from Gorilla Biscuits, Judge, and Civ coming on the show on Sunday, August 23rd. So let me get these banners off. Yeah. How about that? We're ramping it up, kids. This should be a good one. Judge, Gorilla Biscuits, Civ, Charlie, and keeping it moving and grooving. Got a bunch of other shows we're working on. Going to mix it up a little bit. You know, got a couple all cool things coming down the pike. So there you go. Let's bring on, let me think. Is that everything? What else? My new sponsors. I already shouted out these great new sponsors I have. Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards in Denver, Colorado, and the Texas Silver Rush down in Texas. And we're going to get to know them in the near future. We're going to bring them on and talk to them. Of course, we still have the Organic Grill and our boys up in lovely Dobbs Ferry, New York Hardcore Comics. So that said, let's bring on our guests and we'll take some questions soon. You know what? How you doing, Rat Bones? You all right?
Yeah.
You all right, buddy?
Yeah. What's
going on over there?
Not much. Chilling.
All right, hang in there. I'll bring. Yo, I got some Rat Bones bitches coming up. Hang in there a minute, right?
Time, man.
All right. What are you doing over there?
I'm relaxing.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm relaxing over here, Drew.
You jerking off to my show?
Wouldn't you like to know, Drew?
Jesus, man. How many people out there jerk off to this show? It's kind of crazy. Now you're freaking me out. Anyway, here we go. Let's bring our guests on. Hey, I'm just pulling your leg. I'm just pulling your schleg. All right, here we go. Tim, Michelle, Steven.
You've been laying on my floor.
Things you can't unsee.
Wait, did Steve do the $500? Did Steve do the $500 Patreon?
He's waiting.
That's right. Okay, no, listen. Now we got to find some of the comments. Ha ha. LOL. Ew. Ha ha ha. Sid has Kermit leg.
Oh wow.
Equals Clockwork Orange William Tell scene. I get a boner every show. What happens wait, this is good. Wait, hold on. Pull in the chain. I like this. What happens on the show stays on the show.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh my
All
god.
right. Okay. Let's continue our onslaught here, kids. Let's see. Michelle.
Yes.
Here's tell us what's going on here.
This is Crown of Thorns at St. Vitus. I think it was for the Urban Styles release, if I'm correct.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Isaac, I don't know, like years, man. Like the guy is always great on stage. So I have tons of photos from like the late 90s until now of him. And this is he was doing the urban styles. I have more of like Mike DeJean and stuff like that from that night. It was a fun night.
Isaac is always a great subject, man. He's a great front man. I love watching that guy on stage. Like, even one thing I love about Isaac is even when I've gone to a couple shows here and there where, there's only, the turnout wasn't like mega and there's only a couple people there. Isaac gets up there and he fucking puts out, and I'd rather go see an Isaac show when there's only a couple people in the crowd, because then it's like, it's hilarious,
Dude, he just turns it up. As soon as he hits that stage, it's like his character just comes straight out.
He's
like, there's no doubt.
Yeah. Yep. People love, here you go. Angriest Jew ever. Angriest half Jew. Yeah. But yeah, for sure. Absolutely. Absolutely. Let's see. Let's poke around here and let's see what else we got here. How about who lays claim to these? Let me see. All right. What do we got here? Rich?
No.
It's Rich.
Yo.
There's some good lag time. You got to give Rich a little lag time. Rich, is that one of yours?
Yeah, we're lagging, man. Yeah, that's mine. That's Jesse Jones from Yuppie Side. That was at ABC Nor Rio back in, I think, 2013. That was a great show, man. He's one of my favorite frontmen in New York hardcore. Just the energy, his whole stage show. He's great. The energy is great. That was a great show. You got Ryan Bland back there standing against the wall.
Ryan Bland rocking the Bad Brain shirt that at this point must not be able to. He is probably tattooed to his body, right?
I
wouldn't be surprised. But
yeah, go on.
But yeah. Yuppie Side. I wish they would get back together and do a reunion show sometime. I know Jesse and Steve both have kids now, so it's got to be a little rough. But I'm hoping one day, hopefully soon, they'll get back together and rip shit up.
Did you ABC No Rio was a pretty wild place. There was no stage, right?
Yeah, no stage. It was just the floor. I when they had the room downstairs in the basement, I mean, I was only there a couple of times, and now that was many years ago. But this was upstairs, and the room was very small, and it was good. It was good. It was a good place and good energy. It's a shame that the place is gone.
Yeah, I remember playing there. I remember Antidote played there when we came back in 2008, and it was a circus, man. It was like the crowd surged into, and we all fell into the drums, and then we push them back, and we get a song in, and then it was a wild place, man. Let's see what else we got here, man. Oh, I love this, man.
Yeah, it was good.
This is great. This is awesome.
Yeah, that's mine.
Nice.
So let's talk about this, Tim. This is a great shot. Let's talk about this.
Yeah, this is Shelter from 2018 at the Brooklyn Bazaar. It was them and Judge, I think. And talk about two bands that people show up and go nuts for is Shelter and Judge. So it was a great crowd, and you could see this Krishna kid in the front just losing his mind. And you have Porcel, who's always in the front with the crowd too, playing and going nuts alike. So let's hear it for Krishna Hardcore.
Yeah, I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of Purcell's, man. I mean, Porcel is a real lover of New York hardcore, regardless of some of those guys kind of get into got into their spiritual thing. And I know I can always reach out to Purcell. He's always down to come and talk about New York hardcore. He loves New York hardcore and the history of it, and he's Purcell's a special guy. In my opinion, he really is.
Right. And, great show too.
Yeah. Let me see if I got. Let me dig one out for you, Steven. Let's see. Well, yeah, sure. Here's a cool one, Steven. How about this?
Oh, there you go.
My man.
Henry, yeah. That was Rollins at the Rollins band at CBGB, and that was before the Wait album came out. They were doing this. They played like every week for like 3 weeks on like a Monday or Tuesday night, and the songs weren't even titled yet. They were kind of just like working out the new material, and I have all the set lists from those shows, and the set lists all had really weird names. Like one song was called Van Halen, and like everything had all like code names. But they were just that was just right when Melvin had joined the band, Melvin Gibbs, and I'm just a huge Rollins Black Flag fan, and over the years he's one of my favorite people to shoot, and he it's kind of like, to me, that's like an icon. I mean, he's one of like the Mount Rushmore of hardcore singers,
Ratbones says he had beef with Rollins.
Oh, Jesus.
What's up, man? You had beef with Rollins? What?
When End of Silence first came out, I hitchhiked all the way to Detroit to go to St. Andrews Hall. He was playing St. Andrews Hall, and me and all my friends were getting crazy in the front. And he stopped the whole show and was like, "Yo, Mr. Personality, who's this guy? Blah, blah, blah." And like, it was back in the day, like me and like 10 or 15 people just left the room. But I got up on stage and the bouncers like got me away from him. And then me and Ron Beauty from Coldest Life sat outside, and my girlfriend's drop top by his bus when he came out with all those people, and we were like throwing rocks at their bus and stuff. Yeah, and then another time I seen him and apologized for that, and we were like, cool. Yeah, I
remember me from Detroit.
Yeah, Luke don't give a fuck.
If you want to hear the rest of the story, stop laughing, Steven. I got good shit.
Hey, shut your kid up, bro.
Luke,
Yeah, how about that?
I'm doing something important. But end of that story is, when anybody has like they got a little clip with me in the scene, I always get the last laugh. Later on in Detroit, there was a bootleg pressing of that show at St. Andrews Hall. And guess what the name of that record was called? Mr. Personality, motherfucker, not me. So even though it's his record, still, I get over it. That happened with Keith Morris Turks too. He's a dickhead. I don't like that guy. I don't gotta say I like him.
No, you don't.
No. Fun, kids.
All right. Stand by. Don't go anywhere. Listen. Yeah, this is like a sitcom for sure. This is kind of a very this is a very sitcom-y kind of show. It's sort of like kind of a kooky. Luke is going to stab Ramones in his sleep. Oh, shit. That's fucked up.
Drew, right now would be a great time for you to bring Rollins on as a surprise guest for Ratbones.
No, you know what would be perfect right now? You know what would be perfect?
That would be classic, man.
Dad's house phone needs to ring.
And it's Henry.
You know what? I haven't reached out to Henry about the show, and I've sort of like, I'm keeping that like that card up my sleeve. I still have yet to like formally reach out to him.
That's the 100th episode right there.
That's the 100th episode. That's right. Hey, let's Des all day. I hear you. Don't even get me started, man. Des singing for. You know what? Henry was great when he first joined Black Flag. Damaged was a game changer, man. Changed my life. Yep. But for me personally, after Damaged, it was sort of when. But I can't shit on dude, man. And also you can never shit on Henry. The State of Alert 7-inch on Discord, the SOA record.
Yep.
Come on. Seriously.
Oh,
That's a great record.
Crazy.
Yeah. Let's see. Sarah, I'll reach out to Hank at some point. I have a backlog of people that want to come on the show. So just trying to make our way to it. Let's talk a little bit about sort of the challenges that you face in being like a hardcore photographer. And, let's start with you, Michelle, especially since, like, as one of the rare gals on the scene, like what do you got to deal with?
So not only being a girl in the scene, but also somebody who also likes to mosh, I get it on both ends and I see both sides of the story. So holding the camera and having people jump over your head, spin kick, fist flying, you got to watch out for the beer flowing, the whatever drink they have in their hand. I mean, that's definitely a part where you're like, oh my God, my camera's worth more than my car is. And if I lose this, I'm going to lose my mind. That's like one of the big hard parts, but also being a female, but lately I would say as time has changed, more guys come and become like barricade for you, which is a good thing and a bad thing, because if the guy's like 6'3", you can't take photos. So, I mean, that's, that one big thing is the pit. I mean, you gotta keep your guard up 24/7, the big old arm like this as you hold your 20-pound camera taking a photo. So just to get that shot.
That makes sense. Tim, you're like, how do you go into combat and what are your challenges?
It's just trying to get into the front. I think that's like, when you have a show like the one that Rich showed of Agnostic Front, when there's just bodies on top of bodies, it's hard getting up to get the good shot sometimes, because being on the stage limits you from what you can wind up seeing and what you could be a part of. So it's just basically fighting bodies, I feel. And, then you have certain, like a Grill Biscuit show, it's like nonstop onslaught of people flying off the stage on you. And, you have a flash on your camera and things might break or get thrown out of your hand. So, yeah, it's the combat zone, basically.
Yeah, that makes sense. Rich, I know there's a little lag time here, but I want to say this, that of everybody and all the photographers I know that take pictures at shows, Rich Zoller I've seen him actually in the middle of the fucking pit with his fucking camera, actually getting the living shit kicked out of him and fighting back and taking pictures. So, Rich, give us a little take on kind of on your take on it and what you deal with.
Yeah, well, like Tim and Michelle were saying, getting in there and just the people. I'm in there to catch that moment, and I feel personally I'm not going to catch it from the stage. You can, but being inside the mix, you got to avoid flying bodies. For instance, like the Dr. No show at Tompkins Square, that was a high stage. So me being in the pit, and having bodies flying off the stage the way it was, sometimes you got people falling on top of you, and it's almost like you're being pulled under, where you feel almost trapped. It's you got to protect your gear, but I feel you're going to get your money shots from being within the pit. And it's just the everything about it. You're in the mix. So for me, that's just the place to be. And you got to watch your back. I mean, you got crowd killers that like to just completely rush shit, and it gets a little crazy, but you just got to be aware of your surroundings, and I guess just try to get those shots, man.
Yeah, yeah, like our good friend Jerry Farley, a producer of Sick of It All, says, Rich is a man of the people. Absolutely. How you doing, Jerry? Good to see you on here, Jerry. You got to come on the show one of these days. Absolutely, man. Listen, I respect the people that get in there and get the shit kicked out of them. I always say that to Lou from Sick of It All. Like, he's my favorite, one of my favorite frontmen. He like gets in there and takes a beating. When I sing for Antidote, I take a beating. And like Rich Zola takes a beating.
That you do.
And yeah, absolutely. Steven, let's get your take on what it takes to kind of get in the mix and take that photograph.
Well, it's pretty much following what everyone said, is that you got to kind of commit to, going in, especially depending on the band. Like, you take a band like Sick of It All, there's no safe side. Everyone in Sick of It All is 10 feet off the ground. The crowd is completely bananas. It's like you just kind of saying to yourself, okay, if I want the shots, depending on, you also know your venues. Like, if you're at a venue where you have like a perch, but like Rich, like you say, Rich will get right in there no matter what. And I think it's just a matter of depending on the band's level of ferocity. And I can remember, in fact, shooting a Bad Brains show when I was looking through the lens and I was right up front. And I saw a guy jump onto the stage and turn, and I knew he was coming right at me. And he was too close to pass me. So I knew it was going to be my camera or my head. So I pulled the camera down and put my head down, and his boot hit me straight in the head. And I said, you know what? My head will heal faster than the camera will. And I got the shots that I wanted. And it's kind of worth it. And you get a little bit of a badge of honor from it. And it's part of the fun of hardcore shows, is knowing you're going to kind of get banged up a little bit. And as long as you got to guard your investment, you're talking about a couple $1,000s in your hands that, but you do it because you love it. And, like, we watch each other at shows, because there's shows.
Yep.
All of us on this screen are at the same shows, and you kind of watch each other, and you see, like, okay, he's going over there, Tim is going over there, Michelle's over there. And to me, I always like finding them in my photos, finding the other photographers, and A7, I'm totally guilty of getting that spot and saying, it's nice and safe over here, I'm going to stay over here now and shoot it, because the crowd is so much fun to shoot, but you can't match the energy. I mean, as much fun as it is to shoot metal shows, hardcore shows are the most interactive experience, where before you know it, you're on the stage, you're falling on the guitar player's amplifier, and it's magic.
I got a question. I got a question for you, for everybody, and we'll go through it one at a time. Dylan Cooper has a very, very good question here. How do the actual photographers deal with every fan putting their fucking stupid cell phones in the air and not paying attention? I guess that's just, listen, that's the world we live in. And I go to a show, I'm standing there and I can't even see because everyone's, got their, it's like, put the fucking cell phone down and watch the show. But as photographers, like, how do you deal with that? Tim, we'll start with you.
I mean, you just gotta be in the front. I feel, you could take the shots from the back, but you're gonna have, 100 people holding up a cell phone. So I always like to be up at the front, as close as I could get, maybe a couple rows behind, so you're not looking up the nose of the artist. But it's unfortunately it's the sign of the times. It's like everybody has that on there. Everybody has a phone, and everybody's a photographer.
Yep.
So, it's the thing you constantly deal with, but it's just how you got to do it. You got to deal with bodies flying. You got to deal with phones in your way. You just got to push past them. That's part of the thing we like, pushing, shoving, camera in hand works.
Michelle, your thoughts on that, the whole cell phone thing?
I don't like the phone thing, but it's part of what we have to deal with during this time. I mean, I've been to a couple of shows where they say no cell phones at all, which I really tend to like, because I think it takes away from the experience, especially if you're there for the band or you're there to take video of your camera with really bad sound on it. So you got to do what you got to do. Like Tim said, you just got to be up front. You got to take your shots. I mean, when you play the bigger venues, you got 4 songs in each set to get your shot off, and then you got to go.
Let me direct this next question to Rich and initially to Rich and to Steven. Anybody using film, even occasionally? Digital makes it easier for everyone to take and touch up photos, but does it make for a better picture for you? That's from our boy Mark up in Canada. Rich, let's go with you on this. Do you shoot film at this point anymore?
No, actually, no, not at all. I really stopped shooting film after my film camera got stolen. Never had the opportunity to really, desire to pick one back up because I just don't have the equipment to, develop the images. Yep. But I do know a couple of people that still shoot film, but not really. It's something I would like to do, but it's just at this point I just don't really have the time for it.
Steven, have you? When was the last time you shot film? Do you shoot film at all anymore?
I've shot film not at shows, not in years, but I do shoot film once in a while if I do some like abandoned building, urban exploration stuff. Like, I mean, kind of the one of the good things of digital is when you go to a show, you're not limited to how much you can shoot anymore. And but I do love. I mean, I do occasionally, and I'll buy a roll of film and it'll sit for a long time before I make myself go out and use it. But I mean, I used to work at like a 1-hour photo place back in the day, and and there's a certain kind of there's a certain beauty to it. But I also have to stand up for a lot of people that, you get a lot of the kind of people that are like, oh, digital's not as good as film. And, and even in regards to people that take photos with their phones sometimes, I don't believe, I mean, we're all photographers here, but I also think every one of the people on here could take a great picture with a sneaker if you gave it to them, because it's your eye. I think people that have an eye and they have a grasp for composition, it doesn't necessarily mean they have to have the state-of-the-art camera if they could take a great photo, So a lot of people, kind of like, you get that sort of like elitist vibe sometimes, but because there are days when you don't feel like bringing the big camera out. And I have like a Pentax, like a Panasonic Lumix camera that I think Tim has a similar one. This little camera that fits in your pocket takes phenomenal pictures.
You know who Lenny just called to our attention? The only person I know who still shoots film is Jamie.
Yeah.
Jamie makes his photography is freaking unbelievable. Like, phenomenal.
We neglected to throw his name in the mix when we were talking before about great New York photographers, and Ziggy is certainly one of them.
He actually called me out at a show because we had the same point and shoot film camera.
Yeah, he definitely kills it.
Because I still shoot film every now and then, but it's predominantly digital. But we had the same point and shoot film camera that we both caught each other's eyes shooting. Yeah. We're like, hey, we're still doing this in digital.
That's cool. That's cool. Hey, stick with me a second. Awesome. Let me shout out the sponsors, and then we'll come back and we'll take some questions and we'll look at some more pictures and we'll wrap it up. Okay?
You got it.
Okay.
All right.
Sounds good.
It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records and Skateboards. Hope everybody's enjoying today's Sunday show. Of course, dedicating this show to the spirit of Nick Riley, Patrick Doyle, Paul Gaudreau, Peter Green, John Saxon, Regis Philbin, and my dearly departed stepmother who passed away 1 year ago today, Ellen Stone. Let me see. Let me check in with everybody here. What else? Got great shows coming up. Please, the next show is an important one. We have a couple New York City councilmen on the show, as well as Jesse Malin. This is going to be really great. We'll be talking about the future of music in New York City. So this is a really important show. Really important. If you don't behave, I'll flash Sid the Kid jerking off again. Fuck up your whole day. Yeah. So this is important stuff right now. Really important stuff right now. A lot of venues are closing. What's going to happen with live music in New York City? Justin Brannon's coming on. He is in the hardcore band Indecision and Most Precious Blood, along with Keith Powers and Jesse Malin. And then, of course, 1 week from today, we got Hoya Rock on. Hoya, who's been messaging me on Facebook as the show's going on. I know you're out there, bro. I want to come on the podcast, dude. So as soon as I get off the show, I'm going to come on Hoya's podcast. I'm going to set it up, Hoya. But coming up is Hoya. This is going to be great. Great guy. New York hardcore through and through. This is going to be a great show. What else? Join the Patreon page if you haven't. I want to shout out my newest patron that just jumped on board, Funicula. Thank you, buddy. I hope you guys can come and play the A7 again soon. I appreciate it. Appreciate your support. Let me run the Patreon banner again. There it is. For those that don't know, now you know. So go on there and check it out. Just go on the Patreon page and check it out. It's not fucking rocket science. Listen, if you want to watch Sid the Kid jerking off, it's going to cost you money, okay? This shit don't come cheap. If you want to watch Sid the Kid jerk off, get on my Patreon page and become a patron, okay? Actually, what's going on over there?
Wouldn't you?
All right. Woo! All right. Leave Sid alone. Well, Sid's my new punching bag, you know? So, anyway, let's get the banners off. I think I'm covering all the bases here. I'm really happy to see everybody today and to connect with everybody. And I hope you're happy too. And I hope this show brings some joy to your life. I really do. No politics here. We just talk music and we just connect the community. That's what this show is all about, you know? That's right, May. You know, almost caught him again there, right? I know, crazy, right? We'll see. We shall see. Yeah, you know what, Chris? We'll bring that up when we bring everybody back on. Let me clear the banners, and let me say that if anybody has any questions, please post them up. I'm going to be heading back to New York tomorrow. I'll be back in the command center for the next show. Had a great time down here in Florida in quarantine, and if you need me, I will be back in New York City in quarantine. I live my life in perpetual quarantine, and I don't care. And we're so pretty, oh, so pretty. And we don't care. I know, Sid only wanted some time alone. I know, crazy. All right, let's bring on the gang here. Anybody have any questions? Please post up. Let's see, Steve Messina.
What's up?
Michelle, Tim, Rich, and Rappos and Sid the Kid. So there you go. What the hell are you doing, bro?
Oh God.
Oh, guys.
Oh, man.
Join the next roll. This is so great. You know
Make it
why?
out.
I'd love to hear Luke yapping, but
Luke.
I gotta take a break. Anyway, Listen, I'm not taking any prisoners on this show. You know, hey, that's a good name, right? Perpetual Quarantine. It's a great band name. We're Perpetual Quarantine, and this one's called Wear Your Fucking Mask. That's it. The new band's called Perpetual Quarantine. This one's called.
That is good.
Yep. Get rid of Ratbones. Put Luke on the show. You know what? Hold on a second. Where is Ratbones? Yo, Ratbones signed off. He got spooked. Come back on, Ratbones. Bring Luke back on. How you feeling, Sid? You feel better after that?
Yeah, you know, you got to do what you got to do.
Okay, good. Anyway, back to the show. Today's show, we have Rich Zola, Steven Messina, Tim Daly, and Michelle Monona. Let's throw up a couple more photos because I want to get through. Hey, Steven.
Yes.
You better stop that, bro. Stay in one place. Let's dig around for some photos because I want to get everybody kind of. Let me see. Boom. Michelle, tell us a little bit about this.
So for a couple years in a row, I worked Vans Warped Tour, and this is Body Count. This is Ice motherfucking T. Dude, let me tell you, he's actually the nicest guy, like down to earth, fun to talk to, and his Body Count's awesome. I freaking love Body Count. But this was at RFK in DC, where I'm originally from, at that event in for Warped Tour.
Yeah, Sid. I got Sid on my mind. Ice-T has always been cool. It's always been a good guy. And lover of New York hardcore. You know?
Yes, big time. Like I think like this was the Warped Tour right when Eminem was kind of coming out, and that horrible guy Kid Rock. So you got to witness all of that, and then that's like another venue where Vans had a multitude of different kind of music. That you got exposed to that maybe you hadn't heard of, a lot of like pop punk, then you had screamo, emo, hardcore, metal, and then hip hop. So It was kind of, I always loved working Warped Tour. It was always such a fun time.
You know, I got to say that being that we're on the subject of like super packed crazy shows, one of the wildest CBGB shows that I ever saw back in the day was the first time Body Count played in New York City. They played CBGB's. It was jam-packed, and they fucking crushed it at CBGB's Body Count. That was a great, great show.
Jerry Farley was in their music video.
Really?
Yeah. I forgot what song
is that right, Jerry? That's awesome. Let's keep poking here, poking and smoking. Well, wait, wait, hold on. Is he out there? Okay. Here's one while we're at it. Ratbone, stand by. What's up with this?
Yeah, there you go.
Tell us about it.
That's Ratbone's fucking shit up in CBGB's. During this was who was it? Agnostic Front, Murphy's Law, Iron Cross, and Harley's War. And this was during Harley's War. And I think Steven was on stage shooting this show at the same time before we knew each other. But yeah, this was the one you had to look out for.
Any recollections of this, Ratbones?
I know that was a dark time of my life. I wasn't doing as I am now. But yeah, man, I always fucked it up, right? I look at a lot of old stuff I went through. Like I always was doing my T-shirts, and I always went to shows my whole life, man. That hardcore has been my breath of reality that kept me going. A lot of times in my life. So
yeah,
I still get why the young kids feel that way, because there I am feeling that way, right?
I will say, CB's CB's was a dangerous place for Rat Bones because he would just drop out of the ceiling on you. He'd be hanging off of pipes and flying all around.
Somebody said, was that the last CBGB's matinee?
No, I don't think that was 2002, I believe.
Okay.
So it was 4 years before that last one.
Rat Bones looking for Rollins in the pit to crack him. Yeah. Right on. Let's see. Let's keep our tour going here. While we're on the Rat Bones thing, I saw one here that I really loved. Let me find that fucker. Okay. What's going on here, Michelle?
You guys covered, what was it? I forgot what song you guys were covering during
well, I know this.
Crazy Eddie.
I know this. I'm wearing my glasses, so it can't be an Antidote show because I never wear my glasses like when Antidote plays. It's too dangerous. So I must be guesting on someone's track here, right?
Of course.
Yeah.
This is with Crazy Eddie at A7, and the kids are going bananas once again. I forgot what cover it was. I wish Lenny would stick his head in.
It's got to be a War Zone or something.
No, wasn't it Agnostic Front? Wasn't it Victim in Pain?
Yes, it was Victim in Pain.
Yeah. This is you know what I gotta say. What I love about these shots, man. I love these A7 shots. They're just a moment in time, and you can just see the joy on everyone's faces. And we have such a great thing going on there, and you could just feel it, man.
Well, that's the best part about black and white again, is you get to you get all that emotion out of it. Like you get to put the color into the photo per se, and the color also includes the feelings, the sounds, the vibes that are going on in the room. And that's why this photo is a great showcase of what you're doing on Sundays that has brought the scene back alive so that we have something. And it's been great ever since. So
listen,
kudos.
I got the ball rolling, but everybody's a part of it, man. This whole community is what made that thing great. I might have struck the match, but it's a great thing, and we just all hope and pray that someday we can resume shows there. And there's Kevin from the Rampage Mosh crew down there. They are my favorite. Yeah, man. And part of the reason they're great, Kevin, is because of you, man. What else? Let's see. May says, next year, can you do an A7 show the weekend after B&B? I missed them every time by this year we were going to do all that. As a matter of fact, something we don't really talk about is the A7 shows were doing so well, and that I was about to start doing them every other week. And during the summer, pretty much every week. I mean, they were just, the thing just exploded. So that's why it's really sad that the rug got pulled out from under us like that,
Kind of shows you what a vacuum there is for music. I mean, you built it and they came,
Well, part of it too is there's a few. I think there's a few factors with the A7 shows. One, the history of the room. The room just has an incredible history. It is the magic room. You walk in there and you can just feel the history, and it really resonates. Two is they're fucking free.
Yep.
If it's free, it's for me, right?
Yep.
It's right across. Three, it's right across the street from Tompkins Square Park, and there's a lot of elements. It's connected to a food place. I mean, there's a lot of elements, and I have to shout out Jesse Mallon, who's on the show on Wednesday, who's a proprietor of the A7. Who's an old school New York hardcore kid. He's the one that really let us give us that playground. But let's put up another photo. Things are winding down here. Let me see. Let me. You know what? Let's do this. Rappos, I'm going to lose you for a minute. Let's talk about what you guys do. Some other stuff other than your hardcore photography, because I really think with you guys there's a whole nother dimension. So I want to start with I'll start with you, Tim, and this is interesting. Let's talk about this, bro.
This is my 9 to 5 job. This is some of the catalog work I do, and still life photographer.
I'm not hearing him.
Week, and yeah, that's some product for Macy's that I photograph.
Now you've been at Macy's, a photographer at Macy's for a long time, right?
Yeah. Fresh out of college, I started working with them, back shooting 8x10 cameras and 4x5 cameras, shooting film for stuff for the catalog and for ads that they would have for the sales circular and stuff like that. And I worked there for about 5 years, and I left in 2000 because I wanted to travel and shoot more people. And that's when I started stumbling upon like weddings and bar mitzvahs and other types of events to, continue photography as my lifestyle. But now I'm back at Macy's for like the past 5 years, I would think. And yeah, there's some bar mitzvah work or bat mitzvah.
I love it. I love the bar mitzvah photos.
Yeah,
man. Actually, technically, that's a bat mitzvah.
Bat mitzvah, yeah, you got the girls. So, but that's hardcore feeling. I got to push the grandmas out of the way and get the shot.
Yeah, right. That's like a mosh pit right there.
Yeah. Those Jews don't mess around during a horror, let me tell you.
Listen, if I was a Jew, then I'd like the menorah. Excuse me, senora. It's like a big die Hainu going on right there, and you have to wait in there and do a couple windmills and kind of get your space, right?
You gotta get your circle pit happening because everybody's going in different directions, switching up on you.
Awesome. That's awesome. Michelle, I love the stuff. I love the stuff that you do. Let me find. I love the stuff that you do. Tell us a little bit about this stuff.
So I got asked to do some child fashion for a local designer here in Forest Hills, and I was like, sure, I haven't done this kind of stuff. I do like band promo shots. If you've seen some of the Crazy Eddie stuff that we've done recently, so I got asked to do this, and it was such a fun and crazy experience to deal with little kids because they don't sit still. So it's kind of like a hardcore show. You really got to shoot fast.
Yeah. And
their mood and their temperature changes pretty quickly because they could be happy 1 second and then scared and then crazy. And I absolutely love this shot. I call her the little Madonna because she just reminds me of the Material Girl. The attitude to the pearls to the little poofy dress. She just is Madonna right there.
It's great. It's great stuff. I love the color. It's great. Yeah. You do great work with this stuff.
Thank you.
Rich, let's fucking Rich, bro. You are the man, bro. Let me find some of your other stuff. I love the other stuff that you do. Let me dig it out. Where the fuck is it? Looking. What? This? You know what? Hold on. Let me deal with this first. This is Steven. Let's deal with Steven. Steven, this is some of your stuff here. Tell us about this.
This is the West Side Yard in Manhattan. I work for the Long Island Railroad. I do a lot of photos for the railroad over the course of 17 years. And this is, as you could see, the whole new skyline that's been popping up. You have all these new skyscrapers. And a lot of times I would shoot photos just because that's what I do and because I love shooting the whole change in the skyline and everything. And in the last few years, I've been working alongside Hudson Yards, and they've been using some of my photos in some of the new buildings and their observation decks and things like that. And I never get tired of just like the different days, the clouds. I love shooting, with the trains, and there's something about shooting trains and skyscrapers. And this one is recent because, as you can see, these are all brand new buildings.
Gotcha. Cool. There's another one too. Let me put this other one up here. This one's really great. Well, this one's fucked up. What's going on here?
Well, this is actually, I set this up. This is a self-portrait. That's me there. And this is inside the Kings Park Psychiatric Center, which is one of my favorite places to shoot. And, this is a very famous place if you live on Long Island. And it's an abandoned mental hospital and a place that I've been sneaking into since it closed back in '96. And in fact, I got to shout out Tristan's girl, Kristen, who's another regular visitor to Kings Park Psych. It's just the coolest place to shoot. I'm fascinated by abandoned buildings and by decay and by just the texture that you get in places like this. It's so much. There's just so much to it.
Absolutely. That place is a real go-to. A lot of people go to that psychiatric place and shoot. Hey, Rich, I'm not seeing. Did you send me some other stuff, Rich? I'm not seeing it.
Yo.
Did you send me a couple of non-hardcore?
I sent you a bunch of stuff. I sent it to your email. So.
I'm not fucking seeing them.
The what?
I'm not seeing them. Let me look. I'm looking. I'm not seeing them. I'm seeing. Damn, you're. Send me. I got all this stuff, but that's hardcore stuff. That's fear, right?
Yeah, Drew, it's black on my side. It's a little slow on my end.
All right. But hey, we're going to keep it moving. I want to, if anybody has any questions, let's hear from you real quick. We'll do one or two questions and then we'll wrap it up. I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Let me see.
Thank
we
you.
got any questions. Yeah, Rich's Iceland photos, man. Damn. Yeah, Rich, you know. Hey, Rich. You can't do that now. Send me an Iceland photo, bro.
What's up?
Send me an Iceland photo. Iceland photo. Send me one.
I can't really do it right.
All right. We're good. Okay, here's one. Have you guys ever been kicked out of a show for shooting photographs? Michelle?
No, because I usually have photo pass or photo permission, or they usually leave me alone because I guess I'm a girl.
Okay.
I've never had a problem.
Tim?
Yeah, I got chased out of a KRS-One show at Tramps in the 90s for videotaping.
Ooh.
Hiding through the crowd, which was kind of good, popping up with my high video camera.
Wow.
But I always do it without the passes, It's more fun.
Steven?
Absolutely. I got kicked out of a show. I got actually physically thrown out of a show one time. And this might be hard to believe, but it was Danzig. And it was Danzig at Roseland on the Lucifuge tour. And Roseland used to be a place where you had to sneak your camera in if you didn't have a pass. So I snuck my camera in, And instead of just shooting a bunch of shots right off and putting it away, I had a good spot. I took 2 photos, and all of a sudden I felt, and I was about 6 feet from him, and we made eye contact. And at one point I felt hands under my arms, and the biggest bouncer I've ever seen picked me up off the ground.
Oh, that's Glenn's guy, Big Dave. That's Glenn's guy, Big Dave.
My legs were dangling, and he walked me to the side, kicked open the back door without putting me down, and flung me out of the building.
Yeah, that was Danzig's guy, Big Dave. Yep.
He was a big dude.
That's a great shot you got.
I got 2 photos from that show, but they're good photos.
How about you, Rich? Anything?
I've been asked a couple of times, to either put the camera away. I've never really physically been thrown out of a show like Steve, personally, but for the most part, bigger venues I'll usually have some kind of credentials, photo pass, whatever the case might be. But for the most part, with hardcore, it's usually it's all family, and where there's a will, there's a way. Yeah,
for sure. Hey, I want to Joe James, our friend from Silver Tomb, and says, not a question but a comment. Thanks to all these talented photographers for taking pics of my bands over the years and never asking a dime. And I just want to embellish that a little bit and say that, you guys, including you, Michelle, you guys and gal, are such a really important and integral part of what makes our scene great. And it's not just what makes hardcore. One of the things that makes hardcore so great is it's not just about the band, who's playing in the band, but it's about the person that does the fanzine, or the person that's taking photographs, and the person in the pit, and the person, telling jokes or whatever. And you guys are such a really important part of what makes the New York hardcore, and especially what makes our scene over at the A7 so great. So on behalf of, myself and a lot of people out there, I just want to really thank you guys.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks for you putting on those shows too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Rap Bones. You want to add anything to the mix?
Yeah, I've been watching. I just want to say too, a lot of times I'm that guy that's jumping on you, like I'm part of that, part of the show. So sometimes the photographers and the people at the show can be at ends, but you know what? You guys capture us and you make us look good. You know what I mean? When you capture that shot, thank you.
For sure.
Sorry I messed up on you.
I want to thank you all for coming on the show today. It was a fun show. We had some laughs today. And,
yeah, we did.
That's all we can hope for here with this show during this pandemic and during these sort of these hard political times, is that we get together, we have a few laughs, and that's what's important. May wants to apologize for getting in your way all the time, and
we'll deal with you when you come back over, May.
Here's a nice word from Brian. The pics you all took, especially when they wound up on LP covers, are somewhat responsible for me getting into the scene. The photos of those pits sold it. You guys rule. On that note, I want to thank you guys for coming on the show. Hope to see you soon. And you take care of yourselves.
Hey,
Thank you.
thank
you.
Take care, Stephen.
Thank you.
You too, man.
Michelle.
Cool.
Tim, thanks a million,
Thanks.
Tim. Rich Zoller, we hung in there. We made it work. You're fantastic. I'll speak to you soon.
See you later, Rich.
And hey, bro, next it's this Saturday's the big Rap Bones get together, right?
Catch Sid again. Let's see what Sid's doing.
Sid ran off, man. Sid. I think he shook.
Gotta make fun of somebody.
Crazy, man.
So I hope to see some people. I mean, it's unofficial A7 business, obviously. You know what I mean? I'm a big fan of what's going on there with you, Drew. So
Hey, you know what we should do?
would you sure do?
Hey, let's do a Patreon show, you and me, in a couple days, and we'll really get into it. Let's do it like the next couple days. We'll do like a Patreon only show, like a 15-minute show, and we'll talk about what's going on with that. All right?
Sure. I'm doing a lot of things. Sure.
All right, buddy. I'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right, guys. Great.
Wait. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, bro.
All right. See everybody later, man.
See ya. Hey, Ryan, love you. Hey, thanks, man. I love you too, man. And thanks for watching the show and being supportive of the show. It's been the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, sponsored by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, Texas Silver Rush, and Chain Reaction Records. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. That was a fun show. We'll get the Detroit show together eventually. That said, I'll see everybody on Wednesday when I'm back up in New York for the New York City Councilman show, and we'll talk about what we're doing to save music in New York City. And that said, do good things, and good things will come to you.